Purification of colloidal solution. Solution prepared by dispersion or condensation process are not pure. Colloidal solution prepared by these manners are impure. It is due to the presence of smallest particles of crystallized. If colloid and crystallized both exist all together in the colloidal solution, then colloidal solution is referred as impure. So when smallest particles of crystallized are removed from colloid, then solution becomes pure. So here we will discuss about manner for purification of the colloidal solution. The first method is dialysis. Dialysis. When impure colloidal solution is kept in semi-permeable membrane and suspended in running water, then crystallized particles are diffused from membrane and removed from the colloidal solution. Only colloidal particles remain inside the membrane. With passage of time, it takes more time. So with passage of time, colloidal solution becomes free from impurity, that is free from crystallized particles. So for this, impure colloidal solution is taken in semi-permeable membrane, which is suspended in running water. Particles of crystallized are diffused and come outward from membrane. Thus, colloids or colloidal particles becomes free from crystallized with passage of time. With passage of time means it is a long process. It will take long time. That is from few days to few months. This is semi-permeable membrane in which two types of particles, bigger particles and smaller particles. Both are present. Bigger particle indicates colloid, while smaller particle indicate crystalloid. So now impure colloidal solution is suspended in running water with the help of semi-permeable membrane. This is container in which water fall from one side and from this tube water go outside. Here water is under motion, hence running water. The crystalline particles are removed and go outside from this membrane and flew away, removed through the running water in outside of the container with passage of time. It is long process. It contains from few weeks to few months for the purification of colloidal solution. If it is done in presence of electric field, then this process is known as electric osmosis. Colloidal particles are ionic in nature. Colloidal particles are either positive or negative. In presence of electric field, Positive colloidal particles are attracted towards cathode, while negative colloidal particles are attracted towards anode. Due to attraction by respective electrodes, colloids become free from the crystalloid. Crystalloids are neutral. There is no interaction with the particle of crystalloid. Cathode or anode does not attract crystalloid particles. Only colloidal particles are attracted by cathode or anode in the electric field. If colloidal particles are positively charged, then it will be attracted by cathode. If colloidal particles are of the negative charge, then that will be attracted by anode. By this manner, colloidal particles become free from the crystalloid, particle of crystalloid, and solution becomes pure within few hours. Now second topic, electric osmosis. Or electric dialysis. Electric dialysis. Now let us consider the figure. In this separated portion is regarded as porous part or porous wall. It has a small pore through which colloidal solution pass or cross. If our colloid is of the positive nature, then it will be attracted by cathode, and if our colloid is of the negative nature, then it will be attracted by anode. From few minutes to few hours, colloids become free from the crystalloid and colloidal solution becomes pure. So this process is especially known as electric dialysis. Colloidal particles are either positive or negative when current is passed in impure colloidal solution. Impure colloidal solution. Colloidal particles are attracted either toward cathode or anode. Thus, colloids become free from crystallized within few minutes to few hours. Next method, ultrafiltration. Ordinary filter paper when weighted in formaldehyde HCHO or in gelatin and dried, then it is known as ultrafilter paper. Now, impure colloidal solution is placed above it, means above ultrafilter paper, and suck by suction pump. Thus, impurities, that is crystallized, are sucked out and solution means colloidal solution becomes pure. Now property of colloidal solution. Property of colloidal solution. First, electric double layer theory or zeta ion or zeta ion. Since colloidal particles have tendency to adjust common ion into its surface, thus a primary layer of charge is developed around each colloidal particle. Now to counterbalance the charge of primary layer, a secondary layer of opposite charge is developed again around primary layer. So thus, in colloids, two types of electric layers are developed. The being equal extent of charge for both layers. Colloidal solution remains neutral, but due to existence of primary layer, colloidal particles are said to be charged. For example, cloud is negatively charged colloid, soil negatively charged colloid, blood negatively charged colloid, salt of ferric hydroxide positively charged colloid, silver chloride or silver iodide is negatively charged colloid. The nature of charge on colloid depends on the nature of primary layer that is set up or built up around each colloidal particle, and nature for developing a first layer of charge depends what types of common ion present in the given process. For example, when H2S gas is passed in the precipitate of sulfur, here S is common with S. Always primary layer is of the common ion. S around 8, primary layer of S minus 2 will be developed. Now to counterbalance the charge of primary layer, again a secondary layer of opposite charge will be developed. If S is removed from here, then we have H and H has positive charge. So now secondary layer of H plus will develop around the primary layer. H plus 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 H. It is primary layer and it is secondary layer. So here primary layer is of the negative type. So sulfur salt will be regarded as colloid of sulfur is known as negatively charged colloid. Next example, when sodium chloride is added in precipitate of AgCl, negative colloid. Now pay your individual attention at this example when NaCl is added, when sodium chloride is added in the precipitate of AgCl. So Cl is common in both. The primary layer of Cl minus will develop around each particle of AgCl. AgCl, it is particle of colloid. Now common ion is Cl. The primary layer is obtained by common ion. To counterbalance the charge of primary layer, again a secondary layer is developed of the opposite charge. So when Cl is removed, Na plus will be here, so secondary layer is of the Na plus. This is secondary layer. Secondary layer. And this is primary layer. The primary layer is of the negative type, hence salt of AgCl, colloid of AgCl will be known as negatively charged colloid, negative colloid. One example more included to this topic. When ferric chloride solution is added in specially prepared precipitate of ferric hydroxide, so here our salt is ferric hydroxide. Now primary layer will obtain of the common ion. So here Fi is common. The primary layer of common ion, that is of the Fi, will form Fi plus 3, 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 Fi plus 3. Now to counterbalance the charge of primary layer, again secondary layer will develop. The secondary layer is of the opposite nature of primary layer. So after removal of Fi, we will have Cl minus chloride ion. So secondary layer of chloride ion will obtain here. Cl minus, 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 Cl minus. Here primary layer is of the positive type. So sal of ferric hydroxide or colloid of ferric hydroxide. Colloid of ferric hydroxide is positive. Theory for Jupiter ion is like this. When reagent is added in freshly prepared precipitate, then colloidal particles adjust common ion at its surface. Thus, a primary layer of charge is obtained. Nature of colloid depends at charge of primary layer. Again, a secondary layer of opposite charge also develops periphery, means around, surrounding, periphery, the primary charge or primary layer. Example, sal of AgCl, sulfur, arsenious sulfide, carbon, soil, blood, or negative colloid. While Sal of ferric hydroxide is positive colloid.
चार्जर अपना निकलेगा तो इसमें लगा
Next topic, coagulation, that is precipitation. As you know, when river meets with sea, delta is obtained. The formation of delta is nothing but precipitation of colloids. To prevent the bleeding, we rub alum. तो prevention of blood from body with rubbing the alum is nothing but coagulation. As you know, when different blood group is supplied to a body, then death is sure. It is nothing but coagulation because blood is colloidal solution. Here there is certain rule which type of body may need which type of blood group. Each blood group may not donate to every person. If it is do, then death is sure. So it is nothing but coagulation of blood. So now we will focus our idea about this. Next topic, coagulation or precipitation. Coagulation, when electrolyte is added in colloidal solution, it means colloidal solution, it is precipitated. This process is known as coagulation. For this, Hardy-Sulze rule is taken under consideration. Hardy-Sulze rule. Precipitation is due to that charge or that ion of electrolyte which have opposite nature of primary layer of colloid. Suppose our colloid is of the ferric hydroxide. Its particle is very minimum, very small, and it is impossible to see by naked eye. We may see this by microscope. It is due to the repulsion because each colloidal particular substance has the like charge, and like charge always repel to each other. So when neutralization is done, then repulsion becomes minimized and smallest particles are aggregate, that is reunited to each other and converted into big size and becomes able to see by our naked eye. The neutralization is due to opposite charge of the electrolyte with respect to the charge of the primary layer of particular colloid. So suppose we have colloidal particle of ferric hydroxide, its nature is positive. So when any electrolyte is added in it, either NaCl or alum or magnesium sulfate or so many electrolytes, so if we use magnesium chloride as electrolyte, it will have Mg+2 and Cl minus. And nature of ferric hydroxide is of the positive nature. The positive nature will also violate or neutralized by the negative ion. So here chloride of the magnesium chloride ion of the MgCl2 will responsible to neutralize, to coagulate, to provide precipitate of our ferric hydroxide. So in all cases, sense is similar. Sense is same like beginning. Now AgCl, it is negative colloid. It will be precipitated or coagulated by the positive ion of the added electrolyte. The first rule is giving the idea about this, which type of ion will be responsible to coagulate the given colloidal solution or given colloid. Now second rule, being increased the charge at ion, its flocculating power increases. PO4 phosphate having 3 charge, greater flocculating power than double minus SO4 minus 2 are oxalate, and it will be stronger than single negative charge chloride, hydroxide, bromide, acetate, nitrite, nitrate, any may be taken here. Cl minus. Similar sense is adopted also for the cation. Sn+4 greater than 3 positive charge, that is aluminum, and Al+3 is greater than double positive charge, either Mg+2 or Ca+2, and it will be stronger than single positive charge, either Na+ or K+. Now let us consider it by example. suppose we have colloidal solution of silver chloride, and we have to coagulate, we have to precipitate this by adding more than one type of the electrolytes, SnCl2, SnCl4, CaCl2, NiNO3. Since AgCl is of the negative chloride, it will be always coagulated by the positive charge of the electrolyte. These are electrolytes. Negative chloride will neutralize, negative chloride will coagulate by the positive ion of the electrolyte. Here positive ion is Sn+2. In this case Sn+4. In this case Ca+2. In this case Na+. If we add each electrolyte step by step, coagulation is sure. But here question is in which case coagulation is in quick action, more quickly, more rapidly. So when SnCl4 is added in the colloidal solution of AgCl, coagulation is fastly rather than that of the other. It is why? Because cation in SnCl4 will have maximum positive charge. It is reason behind it. Same sense will be adopted for the positively charged cation or positively charged colloidal solution. We may take any example as need. Next property, Tyndall effect. Irregular movement of colloidal particles in colloidal solution is known as Tyndall effect. When colloidal solution, when light is passed through colloidal solution, its path becomes like a cone. It is due to scattering of light, and this scattering is due to irregular motion of the colloidal particles in solution. Our air present above our head is also example of colloidal solution. So when light is passed through this air, path of emergent light becomes like a cone. Now mind at the path of light which travels from the headlight of motorcycle or bus or car. The path of traveling light will just like the cone. Path of light traveling from torch is also like cone. It is spreaded as it travels ahead and ahead. So the phenomena under which path of traveling light through colloidal solution becomes like a cone is known as Tyndall effect, and it is due to the irregular motion of the colloidal particles in colloidal solution. irregular movement irregular movement of path of traveling light through colloidal solution called Tyndall effect. For example, when light is passed through colloidal solution, its path becomes like O.
कितना तो जान लिया नहीं वो पूछ रही थी उससे ना
Now Brownian movement, next heading. Irregular movement of colloidal particles in colloidal solution, that is zigzag motion, called Brownian movement. It is due to repulsion between like charge of colloidal particle and striking with molecules of dispersion medium. These are colloidal particles. So this point indicates different locations, different position during its movement.